Hello and welcome to today's video. This time we'll be taking an updated look through my vintage CORGI paperback collection. Now it's been, well, almost 4 years since we last went through these, and in that time I've added a few more to my collection. I've upgraded a few copies and I've learned a little bit more about them. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Okay, so we're starting off with this one, which is Apache. Now, these first ones here, this has just got a number. So it says 922, and these are 2 shillings. So I've got 3 like that. This is 1077, also 2 shillings. And then, which is science fiction. And then my copy of Forbidden Planet, which is also 2 shillings. Now, I believe that the CORGI books are pretty much set up a bit like the Pan books, where the different price point differentiated the different series. So that's how I've broken it down today with my collection. And I've got maybe, I don't know, about 100 or so for us to go through, maybe a few more than that. So these are the 3 that I've got, which are just number only. The next ones I've got are the J series. Now, once again, I've only got 3. And I'm not sure if the J means for like junior, possibly, because this is J2, this was JS8, and that was J20. I think the S signifies that it was a Scotty, and these do all seem more for younger readers. This one, for example, here has actually got some illustrations in. So I think it was like a young adult title. So also priced at 2 shillings, so that's those. And then there was another 2 shilling series, which was the T's, and these are more adult titles. There's quite a lot of war books within this, and this was a time just after the Second World War, and all the big publishers were looking for a hit, basically. And Pan had already had some success with their war titles. Cold It Story, springs to mind, and the Dam Busters was another big hit for them. So all the companies of this time that were publishing were looking for something similar. So there's T19 there, Brave Company. T39, Spearhead. This is one I've had for many years. I must get round to getting a better copy of this one. It's rather sick. I mean, look at it, it's literally falling to bits, isn't it? But I'm still semi-attached to it sentimentally, although it is really fit for the bin. But I would like to get a better one of that one. So they did do some science fiction. In fact, there's quite a few people who just collect CORGI science fiction. So if you ever see any, it's worth sort of picking it up. And this is 62 there, J62, Crispin's Day. And then 67 there, Lease of Life. Target Island, number 75. This is 99, Patrol. And I don't know why, but these CORGIs, maybe because of their smaller format, they seem much harder to find in nice condition. I really don't know what the reasoning is behind that. Possibly the way that they were, actually published and produced. T192. I've got a few books which were on like Indians, in effect native Indians, and I bought them all in a little collection or in a little job. I think it was in a bookshop, and there was someone who'd obviously collected them, and they're in particularly nice nick, like this one, for example. So I picked them up because they weren't expensive. This is a really nice one, actually. It's got a beautiful cover by Mortalmans, who did a lot for Foursquare. Really like that one. T214 there, The Long Years. 397, Jack Schaefer, the author of Shane. T508, Dull Knife. And my last T is 614, San Demetrio, Callum McNeil. It's again like a true real life non-fiction title, that one. So that's all my T's, and they're all the books that CORGI published at 2 shillings each. So these are 2 and 6, and this is the CORGI S series. This is the earliest one I've got, which is S number 100. So I don't know if there's any prior to number 100, but this is certainly the earliest S that I've got. As I said, these are all 2 and 6pence going forward. Here's another nice one here. Stanley Matthews, he was a famous British footballer of the 1950s. A nice jacket on that one, with the Wembley Stadium in the background there. S127 here, Test Pilot. 140, I Flew for the Fuhrer. And the S series are the ones that I've got the most of. I've got a couple of stacks of these, so quite a few to get through. S165, Givaro. Among the Head Shrinkers of the Amazon. A little photo insert of the head shrinkers, no doubt. Dear, oh dear. None But the Brave. So Leif Larson is his name. S400, so quite a big jump there to John Caldwell's Desperate Voyage. S420, Tobruk Commando. The science fiction one here, S424. So this is Men, Martians and Machines. Eric Frank Russell. Most of the SF titles have got a green spine, so if you see those, they're probably worth picking up in pretty much any condition. Run to Death, S465. Once again, a bit of a beaten up old copy on that one, but we won't hold it against them. But it looks a nice one. The Long War Trail, Lauren Payne. Dagger Before Me, 493, Manning O'Brien. So I'm not really sure this format. Were CORGI the only publisher in the UK to print their books in the same sort of size dimensions as Dell, for example, or the early pocket books? I don't know, but they seem to have dropped the practice by about 66. I think after that the books are in normal paperback size. So I'm just doing my sort of shorter books with CORGI today. I have got later ones, of course. This is a nice one. This is S500, Kon-Tiki, the Kon-Tiki expedition. Thor Heyerdahl. I actually prefer Heyerdahl's exploration of Easter Island, which is Aku Aku. But this is very good none the same. This is the Polynesian Islands. It's really nice. S503, The Flesh is Weak. And that, I think, is about the ladies of the night. It says it's the story of the sensational Eros film. There you go. A Cry in the Night, Whit Masterton. He was quite prolific, wasn't he? So again, a slightly beaten up copy of that one. Science fiction again, S520, Charles Eric May. Crisis 2000. And then James A. Michener. Now that's a very famous name. In fact, yeah, Pulitzer Prize winning novelist. The Bridget Andau. Eyewitness Stories. I guess he was there, covering it. Very cool. Carrying on now with S532, Edge of Darkness. Piece out the cover there. So this is far the worse for wear. But you know me, I like to keep these books in my collection until a better one should come along. Second book of Crimecraft. Mystery Writers of America. There's a few of these in this series. The Crimecraft series. Or crime short stories. Science fiction again. Timeliner. Master of science fiction. Apparently Charles is. And almost all of these, I'd say 99% of my CORGIs are first CORGI editions. There's a couple which aren't. It's another one I've had for a long time. Turns up all the time, and mine's actually quite a beaten up old copy, but don't mind at all. This is S559. These Men Are Dangerous. The Special Air Service at War. S580. Asimov, well, that's quite nice to have, isn't it? I am pulling a run of Asimov UK firsts together in paperback, and I think this is the only one that was published by CORGI. Certainly there's like an odd digit one, and the majority were in Panther, but like a lot of authors, they spread their work around a little bit in the early days. Alpine Partisan S605. Very nice. Nowhere to Go. Fast moving thriller. 607. Richard Matheson, science fiction one again. Richard's cover. Shores of Space. Kingdom of the Spirits. This is a Corgi Western. Actually, I have just remembered, so I'll have to put a photo in of this one. I have got Louis L'Amour, the Western writer, in Corgi, but it's actually with a small pile of Louis L'Amour UK first that I've got. They're very, very difficult to find, and I've actually got that separate to my Corgi collection. So if when I do the editing of this, I'll try and find that one and slip a picture in of it. Then we got Day of Infamy. Yeah, Walter Lord. Yeah, he was the author of A Night to Remember. Yeah, the story of Pearl Harbor. And we got the third book of Crime Crafts. It's more crime short stories. Arthur C. Clarke, another nice one, a bit more standardized, but yeah, Expedition to Earth. Nice use of the logo there as well. Mutiny at the Red Fort, James Lessor. But yeah, it's been, well, 3 getting on 4 years since I filmed my Corgi collection, so I think we were a little bit overdue of an update video. I'm certainly doing one here in the studio with the better lighting and what have you. Silent Victory, Invasion of Britain 1940. Okay. Another science fiction one here. High Vacuum. So it looks like Charles Eric Maine had pretty much all his science fiction published in Corgi, didn't it? And this one here, absolute corker, Yesterday's Enemy. This is a Hammer film tie-in. I think it's set in Burma, and the cast of characters is really interesting. They're all yeah, Leo McKern, Gordon Jackson. They're stuck in the jungle in Burma, and the net is closing in on them, shall we say, and as they're going out to investigate, you know, they're getting picked off one by one. It's really, really edgy. Not your typical Hammer film, that's for certain, but if you ever get a chance to see it, I recommend Yesterday's Enemy. This is Tommy Steele, and Tommy Steele was well, a bit of a pop heartthrob of his day. Not really remembered that well, but people of a certain age might remember him, people like my mother, for example. SG 735. Still 2 and 6. This is the price point. Whip Masterton again here. Terror Strikes. Shadow in the Wild. Mickey Spillane's. This is the first Mickey Spillane we've seen, isn't it? Let's see when this one's dated. Right, so the first Corgi edition was actually in 1960. This is from 62, so this is one of those odd reprints that I've got. Probably got the original cover, I would imagine. Vengeance is Mine. There's another one here. My Gun is Quick. I seem to remember I bought a little batch of Mickey Spillane, about 4 or 5 in the lot. Here's a real classic, I Am Legend, Richard Matheson. Once again, got the green spine, denoting sort of science fiction. Probably his most famous one, I, the Jury. Very, very nice, that. Stranger in Gala. This one's got a green spine. This was the advert, but it's not actually science fiction. So there we are, it's breaking the rule a little bit there. That is green spine. Stir of Echoes, quite a nice copy of that one, Richard Matheson. His do seem the more common in Corgi. City in the Stars, Arthur C. Clarke. They had a few of his, of course. And then MODOK, The Last Sundown. This is SW950. Very cool. And the last little batch we've got on these S's is This is 960, 1 in 300. JT Mackintosh, that's under science fiction again. The Listening Walls. Did she fall? Or was she pushed? The Fittest. JT Mackintosh. Science fiction again. Another one by JT Mackintosh. Born Leader. New Worlds, New Peril. Bronco Apache. This is SW1105. Then the very last one in the S's that I've got is this, Third from the Sun, also by Richard Matheson. This is S1027. So all of those S's are priced at 2 and 6, and that's how we identify them. Now these books are 3 shillings and 6pence, and these are G's, so I can only denote that these are giants. They're all big, thick books, so I think they are giants. This is a particular favourite of mine. Now the actual book itself isn't the greatest escape story you've ever read, but I think Corgi's packaging of it is really terrific, including this map on the back here, which I think is absolutely beautiful. His escape route from the Stalag Luft 3 through Germany. Fantastic. I really like that one. And yeah, G61. That's a very nice one indeed. Let's put a few here. This is a Silent Army, G73. A dramatic novel of the Japanese reign of terror in Malaya. And you can see these are big, thick books. And this is, they just do not turn up in any great numbers and in any great condition. They're just not out there like that. G130. I can't imagine trying to put a set of these together. It must be so difficult. It's got a lovely wraparound cover. I don't want to be careful not to break the spine, but they're beautiful. To Hell and Back. See, lots of war-related titles. As we've seen, Corgi certainly published their fair share of those, didn't they? Bride of Newgate. John Dixon's Car's Historical Mystery. The Bride of Newgate. This is like a true crime. See, this one's got a Mortalman's cover again. White Coolie. And look who's illustrated that. Look, Ronald Searle. So, Ronald Searle, of course, was... this book contains striking illustrations by Ronald Searle, who, like the author, underwent the harrowing experience of captivity in the Far East. So Ronald Searle was a prisoner of war under the Japanese, and he actually did some photos in the camp, some drawings in the camp, and it looks like he's lended some illustrations to this book as well. Very nice. Nice book to have, that. White Coolie. The Sky Was Their Roof. Robin Kelly. Nothing to Lose. Colin John. Oh, is that French Foreign Legion? Yeah. Vive la Legion. Slide them over there. The First and the Last. Huge book. Forward by Douglas Bader, who apparently was quite a horrible person in real life, from what I hear. All This and a Medal too, Tim Carew. Yeah, very much these are so war orientated, aren't they, these ones? This is nice. This is Churchill's war speeches. That wouldn't be all of them, that would be some of them. Churchill himself did 6 volumes of Second World War speeches alone, so I can't imagine it's all in there, but a fair few, maybe the best ones. Stuka Pilot, Hans Ulrich Rödel. Beautiful. Now here's another edition of The City and the Stars. Now we did see that one earlier, but evidently the price point has gone up now, 3 and 6, so it's been given a new number, G443, and a new jacket by Corgi. So I guess that's what they did. The Jungle is neutral. Still got the green spine for science fiction. G456 here. F. Spencer Chapman. The Willing Flesh. And that Richards, he certainly did a fair few, didn't he? Using that sort of gothic font similar to the, what were they called? What's that series called? Leo Kessler. That's the book I'm thinking of, Leo Kessler. The Great Betrayal. Dorothy Gardiner. Massacre at Sand Creek. And this one's particularly nice. This is Ivan Hunter, so that's Ed McBain. You may know him as, but this was quite a nice one. This is the one after the Blackboard Jungle, which was a big hit for him, but quite nice with the syringe on the front jacket there. Oliver Brabbins appears to be the cover artist, but that's Ayala Heroin. Dear, oh dear. It's a nice one, that. Quite a collectible one, I would imagine. The Dead, the Dying and the Damned. Yeah, Legion. I know who I'm thinking of now. Legion of the Damned by Sven Hessel. They're the ones I'm thinking of which I have the first one because I think it's a pan. And after that, and this is one I've had for ages. This is the Japanese sort of history of the Japanese Navy and Air Force through the attack on Pearl Harbor. Bit of a beaten up old one, as so many of these giants are. So that's that one. I'm going to slide them out of the way. My Two Jungles, James MacDonald. Another one set in the Malayan jungle. The strife-ridden Malayan jungle and the jungle of the Glasgow slums. Blimey. The Forsaken Army. The mighty novel of Stalingrad. Yeah, that was a tough old time, wasn't it, that? Blimey O'Reilly. Yeah, I wouldn't have liked to have been there. I'll Soldier No More. M.K. Joseph. Knights of Bushido. Japanese War Crimes. Lord Russell. Still got my tatty old copy of this one. Also by Lord Russell. The Scourge of the Swastika. Still haven't come across another one to upgrade that one. But yeah, Japanese wartime atrocities. To Beg, I Am Ashamed. Sheila Cousins. Another one of Ladies of the Night. I don't know what it is about Ladies of the Night. I promise. Abandoned Ship. Richard Newcomb. This is GB 938. Then the last one is not a great one. It's a different prefix again, believe it or not. And this is an A. But it's an A, but it's also 3 and 6. So this is a slight variation to the rule. It's the only A that I've got. It's A986. And it's the number in it. It does sort of seem to appear that it should be after the ones we've just looked at, but I really don't know for sure. I said I've not been able to find anything like a definitive guide. Yeah, this CORGI edition 1955, so actually a bit earlier than the ones we've just looked at. I've not been able to find a real definitive guide to the CORGI books online, which is a bit of a shame. I'm sure there's something out there, but what you've seen today and the way I've presented them by price point in series order is the one that makes the most sense to me, looking at them now with the run that I've got. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that updated look at my vintage CORGI paperback collection. As I said, it's been almost 4 years since I've had them all out like that. And it's been good to sort of check the number in and try and make some sort of sense out of it all, because it really is quite a complicated publisher. And the books just don't seem to be turning up in any great numbers. So if I see them, I generally do pick them up nowadays. If you have enjoyed today's video, which I hope you have, do please give the video a thumbs up. Do please hit that subscribe button if you've not already for regular vintage paperback content. And I'll look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.